Hello, sports fans. It's me, the Chief of Sports, Scott Archer, coming to you from the back room of Carrot Stick Sports. We're going to try something a little bit different today. Instead of doing a regular product unveiling, we're going to do a story about how I became the fan that I am today. So we're going to walk you through some of the history of me as a Detroit Tigers fan, and then kind of go from there. So let's get right into it. In the early 80s, when I was born, it was very easy to be a fan of the Detroit Tigers. They won the World Series in 1984, and they had another great chance to go to the playoffs in 1987. But there was one team that I always hated growing up. The Boston Red Sox. Everybody else hated the Yankees, but for me, it was pretty easy. You hate the Red Sox, Roger Clemens comes out and he dominates the Tigers pretty much every time. It was frustrating. Then as I was growing and starting to play more baseball, I started rooting for the teams that I was playing for. Teams like the Reds. Or the Orioles. So I was rooting for those teams. Because I already had their stuff, why not start to root for them? Then came the 90s. And things got pretty rough for the Tigers. We weren't winning a lot in the 90s. Yet teams from around the country that also didn't win were getting all the love. The lovable losers, the Cubs, had fans everywhere. Andre Dawson and Ryan Sandberg, because Harry Carey, and they were on WGN. And they had fans and the Tigers didn't, and that was frustrating. Then we had expansion. And at the time, the Florida Marlins came into the league, and I started rooting for them. Because the Colorado Rockies came out the same year, I had to choose. For me, it was easy, the Marlins. Everybody was wearing teal back then. The Pistons were wearing teal, so I jumped on the bandwagon. And I started rooting for them as well. And as the 90s started to progress, teams like the Braves started winning a lot. The Indians were always a factor in the American League. And then one of our most hated teams here in Detroit, the Cardinals, were also competing all the time. It was pretty tough. Then in the 2000s, you had the Phillies making a good run for a little while there. And of course, the team that we've all had to factor in for our entire lifetimes, the New York Yankees, were always a threat. We reached a point where we were the lowest team in all of Major League Baseball. One of the worst ever. Yet a short time later, the Detroit Tigers went to the World Series. That was a beautiful time here in Detroit. And things have really been kind of a roller coaster since then. We're down again now, but things are looking up. We've got a lot of young players, a lot of future. Major League Baseball is filled with exciting and unique personalities. So here at Carrot Stick Sports, we'll always make sure that all your favorite teams are represented, from minor league baseball through the pros. Every month we're trying to bring in new product. And we're hoping to have something for your favorite team soon. Remember, at Carrot Stick Sports, you can get the gear you want for the teams you love. Can't wait to hear your story.